What is GRR study in MSA? What is this GRR? Hey there, I'm Arun Sharma. I'm founder of Submastery. Submastery is helping working professionals getting aid in life and career through our online courses, certification and membership. So if you look at this particular word like GRR, what does it mean? What's the meaning of that? So we'll try to understand this, right? So GRR stands for Gauge, Repeatability and Reproducibility. Gauge, Repeatability and Reproducibility. So this term basically it defines that you need to identify the variation which is there in the measurement system, and the variation is in basically in two areas. What are those two areas? One is in repeatability, other is reproducibility. Now let's try to understand what's the meaning of repeatability and reproducibility. So when we say repeatability, so repeatability is the capability of an instrument to give the same readings or result in the same, like all other situations remain being same. So repeatability is basically your EV. What is EV? EV is not electric vehicles, okay? So here EV means equipment variation. So repeatability represent equipment variation. So repeatability is the capability of an instrument to give the same result. So that is basically equipment variation. That's what we want to identify. And then we have this reproducibility. What is reproducibility? Reproducibility is the capability of appraiser to give the same result. Now what is appraiser? So appraiser is a person. These are inspectors or the engineers or people who are involved in the measurement system. These are called appraiser. So what we do, like there's a combination of what equipment variation and the appraiser variation. That's what we identify in the gauge, repeatability and reproducibility study. And there are like three outcomes. One, when we say like is it acceptable or not, the first outcome we say if your GRR, gauge, repeatability, reproducibility is less than 10%, it is acceptable. If it is between 10% to 30%, it is conditionally acceptable. If it is above 30%, it is not acceptable. So if you look at like GRR, that's what you need to identify. You need to carry out the study, and then there will be three outcomes. One interesting thing I would like to highlight here is this, right? When you look at if your GRR is above 10%, then where you need to first act upon, where you need to first focus upon, is that you need to focus upon EV, equipment variation, or is that you need to focus upon appraiser variation? For that, what you can do, you can also look at the individual data. Yes, this is also possible. There are like individuals readings which is also there for equipment variation, appraiser variation. The individual calculations are also there in the GRR study, so you can look at that which one is on higher side, and that's what you can prioritize individually. Although there are like no fixed reading that the appraiser variation should be 2%, 3%, 5%, or EV should be 4 or 5%. It's nothing like that. Of course, the combination of that should be less than 10%, but what I'm trying to tell you is that where you need to focus upon, and that's what most people don't see, wherein they need to act upon is where they find that the variation is on the higher side. So I hope you got understanding. Like GRR is gauge, repeatability and reproducibility study, and repeatability you try to find out the EV, equipment variation. Reproducibility you find out the appraiser variation, and that's how you carry out the GRR. I hope you got some better understanding, and if you definitely want to study in more detail, we do have in-depth and very detailed courses with activities and with templates. You can visit www.submastery.com, submastery.com, and do share this with your friends. Like this, right? If you love this, because there's a lot of efforts which like we put in making of this podcast, and do share this with your friends, and I will see you in another episode. Arun Sharma signing off.